We are making a whole entire meal today. This one is so simple, the world's easiest sloppy joes. You're gonna love them, and we're even doing a delicious creamy coleslaw to go with it. I'll show you how it's done. Hey everybody, this is Dylan.
And this is Reeves.
We are making the world's healthiest sloppy joes, the easiest too, because we are all about fast, simple recipes on this channel. Because if you want to stick to your plant-based diet forever and not just a short-term diet, you've got to make it really fast and easy. You're about to find out just how simple sloppy joes can be. We're doing these ones with lentils and a tasty coleslaw too, which is just blend a sauce, mix it with some coleslaw mix, and you're ready to go. Look at that, I got my lentil shirt on to go with the sloppy joes, I'll be darned. What do you say we get to cooking, Reeves?
Let's try it.
Okay. Y'all, we're doing brown, regular old lentils. We gotta cook the lentils separately because this is the tomato sauce. And I've tried this where you cook the lentils in the tomato sauce. It really doesn't work because the acid of the tomatoes stops everything from cooking. So we're gonna cook these lentils separately. I cook them just like pasta. I've got a big pot of water here, much more water than I actually need. Let them cook, simmer for 20 minutes and then strain out the water. I do rice like that, brown rice. I do quinoa like that, obviously the lentils, and I do pasta like that.
You cook pasta like pasta.
That's right. I don't want my only ingredient in the sloppy joes to just be the lentils. I like some veggie in there, so we're gonna saute up onion and a bell pepper. You could use frozen for this because we are gonna be adding it to a sauce, so you wouldn't really ever tell the difference between frozen or not frozen. So let's chop these up and we'll throw them right in here. Ooh, you could save even more time and use canned lentils. Let me show you what those look like. Here we have some organic lentil beans, no salt added. I've never called them lentil beans before, but I suppose that's what they are. Maybe like 2 cans would be enough. You decide based on how saucy it is, but that would definitely save time. We're not gonna use the canned stuff. Take this lesson for your own experience. Let's get to the chopping. Chopping's always fun. It's just 2 little vegetables here that we're chopping. Don't be afraid. Chop those peppers. Boom, boom, boom.
Right into a cold pan?
Right into a cold pan. I didn't even heat it up. Hey, I'm trying to reduce the dishes. Let's get this onion chopped. I'm using a yellow onion. You could use a sweet onion. You could use a red onion. Just dice it up and throw it in the pan and let's get to the stove. I need a little water in here. It's getting sizzly. So I just dump in a little juice. You could use veggie stock too, and that'll just keep it from sticking. That's my oil, so to speak. You know what I mean? No cooking with oil. You don't need all those extra calories and all that fat to clog your arteries. No way. And this is all we're doing. Pepper and onion. I didn't throw garlic in because there's going to be garlic in the sauce. Add water a couple times. You could even add a little bit of your lentil cooking water to this. Let's get to making our sauce. This is the easiest sauce. I'm going to start with a can of tomato sauce. This is no salt added tomato sauce. I highly recommend it because this stuff can be really salty. A few cloves of garlic going into the pot. We got a little bit of our Well Your World nutritional yeast. This is a very popular product of ours because it's so delicious. The price is amazing and it's non-fortified, meaning we don't put all the synthetic vitamins and stuff that you don't need in there. Just make sure you take your vitamin B12 capsules, okay? A few more things. Let's throw in the dried oregano, a little bit of cinnamon. That's the secret ingredient, you know what I mean? That was Reeb's idea and it's a good one. Some smoky paprika. You can use regular sweet paprika, no big deal. We got here some regular chili powder that's not too hot and some chipotle pepper. Chipotle is a little spicier. You can use as mild a chili powder as you want, but if you omit the chili powder, you're not gonna really have a sloppy joe flavor. So I would definitely find at least a mild chili powder that you can use. Chili powder doesn't mean that it has to be hot. Remember that, even though it ought to be. Then we got just a little bit of celery seed. This isn't celery salt, ground up celery seed mixed with a ton of salt. This is just celery seed. It gives it a really nice saltiness, but also more of that barbecue kind of flavor. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Speaking of barbecue, if you're in a hurry, you could just use our barbecue sauce.
You could definitely just use our barbecue sauce. There are definitely ways to save time and still eat really great food. Here's some mustard. This is just a no salt. Oh, we'll throw the whole ramekin in. Why not? Even the Vitamix won't take care of that. You want to get that right on out. Some black pepper, as much or as little as you like. We did put chili powder in and all that. Then we've got a little liquid smoke. A 1/4 teaspoon, that'll work. Dates. We're gonna sweeten this with some dates. Sloppy joes are pretty sweet. These are pitted dates, so make sure you squeeze them to make sure they're truly pitted dates. A little apple cider vinegar. I'm just throwing in like a tablespoon. By the way, all of the amounts of everything we're doing here is down below. Just click the link. Everything's in the tank. We made this recipe, by the way, about a year ago, and we're just now finally putting it on YouTube. If you want the earliest access to our recipes right when we make them, be sure to join our cooking show membership. That's where we create all of our recipes that eventually, like a year later, go on YouTube. Let's blend this sauce right up. Let's have a little taste. It really does have a bit of a barbecue flavor. It is so good. This is the tasty sauce. Set it aside. Let's get back to the stove. Our lentils just beeperooed, so let's just strain out all the water. Very easy. Boom, boom, boom. And now you got cooked lentils. I didn't have to measure anything. Remember, we have our peppers and onions here. Let's throw our lentils in. Now we got our meat, so to speak. Okay, let's throw in that sauce to go with all this. Now remember, if this is a little thicker than you want it, you just add a little bit of water or veggie stock. Everything in here is already nice and tender and ready to go. So all you gotta do is bring this up to temperature. This is the bread I really like. Any of the ones from Ezekiel, they've got a green, they've got a blue, they've got an orange. What do they mean? I have no idea. This is already pretty low in sodium. It's not completely SOS free, but 75 milligrams per slice. I wonder what the low sodium is. There's no salt added at all? They have a no salt added loaf of Ezekiel. Good find, Reeves. I did not know that. We'll get this one from now on. Why not? What's the difference? Let's be real. Adding the sodium to this bread, the orange version, doesn't really make it taste good because this bread doesn't taste that great. The better you make it taste, the more you're gonna eat of it. But I like to use flavorless bread, which Ezekiel's pretty low in flavor compared to really anything else you can buy. I'm throwing it in our little Breville toaster here.
But you know what else is good? Sloppy Joe's over a baked potato.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Sloppy Joe's over baked potato is delicious. It can just be a regular baked potato in there. It can be any which cooked potato you like.
Sweet potato?
A sweet potato would be good. Definitely a dried out baked potato would probably be the best. This is a very simple coleslaw dressing. Very, very easy. We're just gonna take a couple teaspoons, whatever, close enough, of some apple cider vinegar and lemon. Reeves gotta have her lemon. You could do this with cashews if you want the full richness version, but we're gonna do this with a box of silken tofu. So this will be a little bit less fat than straight up using nuts and still have lots of flavor. A couple tablespoons worth of mustard, let's get it in there. A few cloves of garlic, you could use the regular minced garlic in the jar too. And some more dates. I'm gonna squeeze these again because I just, you worry. I'm not gonna add any water to this yet until I've gotten it started, but I've got a little just to add.
There's sometimes a lot of water in those boxes of tofu.
Yeah, I think that whatever was in there is good enough. I didn't add any water to this. Normally I put in the recipe a quarter cup, give or take, but that's like definitely not needed in this case. Let's do the rest. I've got one simple bag of Kroger coleslaw mix. It's got the carrots in there and the cabbage. Yum yum, saves you the hassle of chopping. Though chopping a cabbage can be quite therapeutic and lovely. Let's chop up some red onion and we'll even grate a little apple to give it some lovely sweetness. Okay, let's put this thing together. I don't know if I want to use all of this sauce or not, so why don't I start with like 3/4 of it, and I'll leave a little back and see where we end up.
Hey, monster spoon time.
It's monster spoon time.
Dylan, who are you kidding? Get the rest of that dressing in there.
Scrape it in. It was the perfect amount. Look at that gorgeous sloppy. We're gonna throw it right on top like that. Open face Joe's. And then you can either sprinkle on some green onions and call it a day, or you can pile on some sloppy slaw. And then we need a little black pepper on our slaw. What's a coleslaw without a little cracked pepper? That is how you do it right there. Let's get this sloppy Joe inside, you know what I mean? I'm doing a fork and knife. I don't know how else you could eat this, but boy, does it look good. With the coleslaw and everything together, that is a bite. It does really have a nice barbecue flavor.
I'm gonna try the one with the green onions. It's already like soaking through in the bread.
She's hands in it. No fork and knife here. She's from Chicago. So.
What? That is so good. That was like a summertime barbecue flavor right there.
Yeah?
It tastes so naughty, but it's so healthy. Oh, it's sloppy. Delicious. You need to make it immediately. I know I have all the stuff for it. You don't even have to go shopping.
Y'all better get your hands on this Sloppy Joe recipe. Click the link down below in the description. It's got all the amounts and everything, and the coleslaw too, of course. Thanks for watching this video. Watch more like this one, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.